So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. Room to run past midfield. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. The numbers for him from a week ago: 20 carries, 115 yards, and a touchdown. And a rushing title's definitely within sight, so the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there, but they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense. And fights through one man, and he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier in this drive. Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something? Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off. They'll run on first down. Swift. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. But not much on that run, Charles. No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. DeAndre Swift with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Lions take it right down and score on the opening drive. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it. Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because this is, oh, my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play that time through the air. 34 yards. And that last throw, Charles, an important one stat-wise for this young rookie. It puts him over 4,000 yards passing for the season. And you think about some of the great seasons by rookie quarterbacks in recent vintage. How about Andrew Luck in 2012 with 4,374 yards?
Cam Newton had a big rookie year. So did Robert Griffin III. And how about Justin Herbert in 2020? He hit the league with a splash.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll look to throw here. Going deep here for Bryant. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big connection on that one. 37 yards. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. Flushed out right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Lions add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play call.
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. They look so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it. How about that play?
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And they'll go on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Well, this offense, Charles, we've talked about how well they played all season. Sitting now at 13-0 and the finish line for a perfect regular season. That's in sight. Some in the media this week were pointing back to the 07 Patriots. Of course, remember, they finished the regular season unbeaten, but they were tested multiple times in that final month plus.
Yeah, with something like 4 of their last 6 wins were one-possession games, and they played like a team that was trying to protect something instead of chasing something. And that's what happens when you have an undefeated record. So it behooves you as a team, get a couple blowouts in there so you get a chance to relax and breathe. But that's much easier said than done.
He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Go, go, go.
Meeting the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Only needed a yard on 4th down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Second down and inches. Flush to his right. Fighting him off. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Offensively, they liked their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Sliding out of the pocket. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Tyrell Williams with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. There was a lot. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. Now a leaping catch, he's got it. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in a field goal range now at the 27-yard line.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
Mike, 58, right there. Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him know.
Back to throw now on first down. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
He's not going to get me. 58, boys, 58. 58, Mike.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. A fight for it, and this is caught. It's caught indeed. Touchdown, Detroit. Quintez Cephas in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime.
And that's a lead that excites.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
On second down now, Swift. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
Here we go, Shaq. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. 58, 58, Mike. Watch the pass. 58 for Mike, 58. 58 for Mike. They can't hang with us. Go.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he is going to have a Lions first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Football is such a game of tendencies, down and distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you're thinking, man, the fullback's probably going to get the ball. But when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the 3rd quarter. Another big play right there.
He'll buy some time right. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He's been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go. And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Let's go now. 19, Tiger, 19, Tiger. Watch the screen. Pass.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jamal Williams, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions have got it on cruise control. So it was the passing game that got him down here. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Chandler Jones has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big play there for Detroit.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Got a man here, it's Bryant. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a ring.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chandler Jones in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on first and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Rolling to his right. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. J.J. Watt has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Now the Lions, they send out the field goal unit here. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. Gonzalez's kick is good, and their lead will swell up to 28. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive. Stops shy of the 45 despite some powerful running. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
58's Mike, 58. 58's Mike. You got nothing today. You got nothing.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. He had a great strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. 4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On 3rd down, here comes Swift. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 60 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
I know we're in the era of wide open football, a lot of spread formations, more space, but there's still a spot for power football, and we just saw some of it right there. How about that run?
Yeah, breaking the tackle, and, you know, late in this game, he wants the football in his hands. He's had a good day. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because